All right, folks. All right. Let us look at the Twitter thing. All right. All right. All right, let's begin. So today we are going to be redoing. Well, we've already done a lot of work. I did a lot of work yesterday with a very kind person called Damien Forge. If you've never heard of him, he is the mod author for making like the hacking tablet, the basic maps we use. This is his workshop. So he's part of projects like Entropia's Thermopia, Random Supplies, basic maps he made. He making the hill. He worked with somebody with notifications, did most of the scripting work, did basic map, which is what we use on the Dawn. He also did Hive banking, which allows multiple servers to have a banking thing. We don't use that because we're not really into banking. The hacking mod, we all know this. This is how you break down code locks and stuff. Very, very cool. He also is the author of Heroes and Bandits, which is the mod that we're working, and is also working on Base Building Plus. But yeah, very cool guy, very respectful, very nice to me, stuff like that. All right. So, what we did yesterday was we transferred from a system of how we switched out our actions to do a tool. So what would happen is, let me see here. I'll show you. So the old way of doing things was there was 4 different hammers, or 5 different hammers actually. So you would have your vanilla hammer, and then when you switched your action of the vanilla hammer to the next action, what it does is it would replace this hammer with this. So it would delete the hammer in your hand and replace it with a new class name, which was Hammer AH, which down here, Hammer AH, when you did the switch action, would then trigger the open function which then would delete the AH hammer in your hand and replace it with the hammer PH. Now, what this led to was a crap storm of smithing problems. So this right here is all of the smithing actions. Switch hammer forging, smithing axe head, action smithing would be, action smithing pickaxe head. It would have been, then you have hammerhead, shovel head, tongs, rods, dagger, nails, wedges, and then obviously the attached to tongs and stuff like that are not used, but we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was 11 actions. Now, mind you, most times people don't care about how many actions they add, but optimization wise, this method was super janky and it was super difficult to do. So what I had to do here is I had to go into my scripts. I had to go to my smithing actions, which you can view here. I would have to make a brand new action to make a new item. I would then have to go to here and create a new functionality, which if you scroll down, you can see here, destroy bar and hinge. This is how I did it. So in my action, I would call destroy bar and hinge inside my actions. So we go here and so here in the onFinish progress is which is triggered when the action is done. It would trigger destroy bar and hinge. First, it would get the anvil, what anvil I had. So anvil base is equals anvil test, and then it would trigger this functionality. Now, after I did that, I then had to go to my tools. I then had to make a new class. Let's say class down here, class, and call it hammer test, right? And then I would have to then do all of the scripting inside of here, which wasn't that hard, but I would then have to make sure that I added and removed the proper actions, and then I had the hammer, I would have changed the hammer RH to change to hammer test, and then I would have hammer test change back to hammer. This meant that every time I added a new way to forge a metal item, I was technically adding in one new script, one new action, one new script, and then I was adding in one new config. But I also had to make sure that I had different variables being set inside the actions as well as everything else. All in all, basically my point is making a new thing to forge inside of my forging mod itself was a very tedious and very frustrating process. It took a lot of effort to do. And when I say a lot of effort, I mean it took a lot of effort to actually do what I'm talking about. Because I had to test it, I had to go through all this stuff. Okay, now what's cool about the new system, let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, so we're just gonna unfold all again, and then we'll fold up the things that we don't care about. Okay, so something. And then I had to make a new. So I had to make, for the old process, it was one action. I had to register that action. Then I had to make a new class for each type of hammer. So there's a cast hammer, there's impure iron, and then there's pure iron, and then there's the vanilla hammer. So you can see how it could get quite frustrating to do. Alright, so blah blah blah. So here we are. All right, so now what we're doing is instead of being a delete the item in hand and replace with a new item in hand, we're going with a variable check or variable definition. This is important because so the variable the new system is about variables, right? So what a variable means is that in a action, I can designate to have the action change the variable. Now, because we're using a string variable, we can have 0 to, I think it's 9,999 as our stuff. So inside here, we have our class called change Smith action. Now, this is a really simple action class. All it does is it checks if you are looking at a anvil or a steel anvil, and then it technically we can actually probably just get rid of that now because I've changed a few things. And then when you do the instant action, it will act just like the old way, except for now the hammer is not changing its presence or changing the item in the hand. It's just changing a metadata or a number assigned to it. So when you do the instant action on server start, it gets hammer equals ham, and then it says action data dot main item, which is getting the item in your hand. And it says if the item in the hand is called ham, trigger this script, which is called ham.step_smith_tendency. If we go back to our tools, we can look here where it says void step Smith tendency. Okay? And what that does is it says that if the Smith action, if this action is triggered, count up. And when it hits 4, so if the hammer metadata is set to 4, when you do the action switch action, it sets it back to 0. Technically, this could be 340, and you would have to for 340 times would have to, you could count from 0 all the way to 340, which is 341 switches. Now, there are ways to make it so you can create other actions that allow you to jump ahead or whatever. Like you can make it go from 0 to 100. But right now we're just focusing on the actions we do have. And what's cool is because the variable is being set to the hammer, you can have, let's say, a vanilla hammer that you use for smithing nails, and then you could have a impure hammer you use for smithing pickaxe heads. Because the variable is assigned to the hammer, you can essentially make different hammers do different things for you without having to switch them all the time to change what you want to do. I think this is pretty cool. I think this overall will be a very beneficial and helpful thing for us to enjoy. All right. So, and what's even cooler is, so I have we put it in where it detects the number assigned to the hammer and it returns the thing. So our smithing action technically is going to be reduced down to this. So we're possibly with some work, we're only going to have one action. So we're going to get rid of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to get rid of 10 actions, and they're all going to go down to 1. So it's a lot of setup work, honestly, but I believe that overall this will be beneficial for us. Okay. Alright, so let's do this. I've spent 16 minutes talking about what we're doing, and not enough time actually doing this. Okay, so earlier I was working on my new action, which is destroy, ingot, and create item. Technically, I'm going to actually rename this to be destroy metal and create item, because technically I don't care if it does anything like that. Alright, so what we want to do here is we want to go to the so we're just going to copy this. Go copy, paste this bad boy, and then I forgot to open up the config CPP, so let's open that up real quick. And then we're just going to go to pure nugget. Alright, so pure nugget. Here we go. So go here, we check that, and then click OK. Alright, let's pack it and let's test it. Okay. Packing. I should double check something real quick on the anvil thing. Yeah, temperature equals 0 is good. Okay, good. It might error first time, but we'll see. Oh, looks like it's going to work the first time. Okay, awesome. Alright, let's boot up the test server. Okay, multiple decorations of ND, impure iron, nugget, in 262. I made a mistake. There we go. That should fix the issue. Oh, I see somebody's here watching. Hello. Hey, Foxy. Alright, let's test this out as I rub my hands together evilly. Alright, and we have variable ND already used as a type name. 262, okay. So we just gotta okay, so just comment that out real quick and see if that fixes the issue. How are you, Foxy? What are you? Kind of annoying. That's good. Glad you're back to work. I wonder if I can just do this. Get rid of that. Oh, I know what I was doing wrong. Silly me. See, I was technically calling the class when I shouldn't have been calling the class. I should have been calling just the iron nugget. That was my bad. Okay, build successful. Let's see if my theory actually worked. Multiple declaration of variable wedges. Okay. So we're just going to call this wedges 1. And we're going to highlight. There we go. Now it should function as it properly should. All right, it's done. Oh. That's going to be a mistake. Technically, I should get rid of that. Looks like it worked, so good. Don't really care about the world because it's a test server that I set up. So what should happen is when I do the action to smith the wedge, it should technically trigger the creation of the wedge itself. I know you weren't here for me earlier, Foxy, but what's cool, what I'm doing right now is I'm removing my old system of using replace with new lambda for all of my tools to switch the actions in which you be able to forge like a pickaxe head and all that kind of stuff. Because you can't have multiple continuous actions on one item when it uses the same conditions for almost every item. It just doesn't return. It'll return one of the continuous actions, but it won't return any of the others. Like you can't scroll through them like you do with the recipes and stuff. So I'm assigning a variable to it when you switch the smithing action, and that variable will then be checked in the action condition itself, and then allow you to do the action. So it will be a lot cleaner. And what's cool is because I can make all of the action conditions in one action script, I'm reducing it from 12 actions down to 2. Which I'm really happy with. Alright, let's join the server. And I am uploading all of these development videos for whoever cares to my YouTube. Currently, there are 10 development videos for New Dawn. So far, everything that's on there is config work, retexturing work, scripting work, making actions, stuff like that. I'm not the best at all of this. I'm kind of a jack of all trades, so most of my quality is very low, and well, not very low. Most of my quality is not like incremental dabs level or some of the other people's levels, but it's definitely, in my opinion, not bad. I accidentally joined my offline mode instead of my server. There we go. But I'm pretty happy with my work overall. Like, again, I'm not Winstride, I'm not Dab, I'm not, Helkiana, but I'm pretty happy with most of my work. I'm definitely not mass, like quality work wise, but like I put a lot of effort into it and I do a lot of testing. It's kind of where I shine, is testing. All right. So I am here and my guy is dying, so let's just, give myself a little quick heal and give myself God mode. Okay. So I need to make a variable that checks what we're going to be, what metal is attached. So if a nugget is attached, I want it to only show like Smith tool wedges and Smith nails. Yeah, I mean, because having to make somebody go through all of these things is problematic. And what I think I might do to like fix that issue is inside the tool itself, I'll make a new string tendency here, and I'll make, so I might end up having like technically 6 actions. No, I probably could do it with 3. Yeah, so I would have 3, and then yeah, so I'd have protected in an M Smith action nugget, and then I would make all of the variables for that, and then I would have it check when I looked at the action condition for switching the action. Is a nugget in the slot, is a ingot in the slot, or is a bar in the slot? And then that will give you the different options to choose from. So you won't get pickaxe head or hammer head. You would only get like nails and wedges. So let's check this out. And voila, we made 2 wedges. And it minus the correct amount of wedges that the correct amount of nuggets that we told it to. So this is a pure iron nugget. And if we go to our anvil here, if thing name, which is technically checking the attachment, so the attachment, find attachment slot, forge metal, thing name, is a iron nugget, then it's telling us to create a wedge in the iron nugget. And then it's saying that the wedges should be set to 2, which technically they can't be because they don't stack. It minuses 1 health from the hammer. Minuses 1 health from the anvil. And then it minuses 4 nuggets from the face. From the thing. Now let's now as you can see, when nothing's attached, I don't see anything. But as you can see here, if I can see right there, I now have Smith Pickaxe Head. And when I change my action, it goes Smith Hammerhead. But what's cool is if you look at my action, I have my override string get text. It's saying Smith, and then it's getting the tendency text of my get Smith tendency text here. So the get Smith tendency text is detecting a variable 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it switches the return to be a name. So this return is technically what's being put in this tendency text. And that's how I'm able to make it so it tells you what your hammer can forge, which I think is really cool. All right. So yeah, I think I know what I need to do. Okay. So let's spawn in a impure iron ingot. There we go. All right, put that on there. And we're going to switch to the wedges. And we're going to see if it makes the wedges as it should. Yeah, it did. I was over here earlier working on stuff, and a bear decided to come over and say hi. it was not only scary, but it was also very, very jolting. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to make a new protected init, and we're going to call this m underscore Smith action nugget equal 0, like that. Alright, I'm gonna need to mute these guys for like 8 hours. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're separating into 3 different types of variables that can be assigned to the hammer. And all we're doing is we're just switching out the action itself. Alright, let's go to the actions. Smithing actions right here. Okay. All right, now that we have the nugget one created, let me ask my friend real quick about something. All right, just asked my friend a question, and he just returned the answer I was expecting him to return. Essentially, have to register a sync variable myself. Huh. All right, so now that I got that, we're just gonna kind of follow in the same steps, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of this. So I'm going to put that down there, or not put that down there, but so I can do is I can go copy, and then I can paste this down here, push enter, and then call this nugget text. Okay, so we got the syncing nugget text, and what we're going to do is we're just going to actually copy all of this, and then boop, and go boop. And we're going to just put the nugget at the end of all this. So tendency nugget creation type, step nugget tendency, Smith tendency, and then we're going to go up to here, and we're going to go copy, and then we're going to replace all of the ingots with the nugget thing. Okay. So that should be the groundwork for that. And what we need to do now is we're going to go here. We're going to go so we're going to detect what's attached to the anvil. Maybe I didn't have it anywhere. All right. And we're going to name that to ingot action. And then on the tools, we'll just go to the hammer and we'll change this to there. So change Smith ingot action. All right. And we're going to go here. Oops, forgot to change this the other day, which could cause issues. All right. All right, and then we do this to change nugget. Okay. So we want to change this to this. And then in here, we want to change the step tendency. So go to our tools, right here, copy. We can go to here, go Smith tendency. Okay. Now on our other actions, we want to detect what is attached to the target entity. So here we can go here and on here we want to go, and we can get rid of that now. All right, so go here, go and ingot. All right. Now in our testing thing, we want to do the same exact thing. So we want to copy this, and then we're going to paste this down here. And we're going to go copy. We're going to call this check ingot, just so it doesn't get confused. And we're going to go and we're going to go check ingot. Okay. So now, if we go to here, copy this, go down to, go to our smithing nugget. In here, we can go ND nugget. We can go to our anvil, and we can just go and grab the core nugget base. So, boop, boop, boop. And we'll just call this check nugget. Copy, and go and boop. What we can do is, I think what we need to do with this one is obviously save it. But we need to do, yeah, check ingot, copy, boom, Save. Nice. All right, so now that I have Smith Nugget tendency and I have the regular tendency, what I can do now is I can go here and I can delete all of these and go 0, 1, and I can change this to 2, to 1. All right, so the smithing on the these are thing, and then what we need to do here is we need to go here, boop, gotta change this to 0, and we gotta change this to 1, and then in our smithing actions, we need to change the yeah. All right. So what we should do here is let's call this smithing ingot. Copy, paste, save. Constructor, we need to go to action smithing. What we're going to do is we're just going to actually put all of this new stuff down here, just to separate it a little bit, so we can kind of organize this a little bit better. Okay, we gotta go to our things, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new class action. So, smithing nugget. Copy, boom. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go to down here And we need to go to our tools and get smithing tendency, get text. Put that there. Save. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what we want to do now is go down here and yeah. So go to our anvils. In our anvils, what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to cut that out, and we're going to paste this under the nuggets. Okay. And then something he told me was I don't actually need to define the anvil. Alright, and then what I can do here is I can go like this. And then I can just paste this here. Boom. Without the extra. And save. And go copy. Go to the smithing, the testing smithing actions. And paste this here. I can delete this. And then I can go to my tools. Copy. See new actions. Paste. And then what I can do is I can put copy up here, paste, copy, boom, then I can get rid of all that, but that. Oh yeah, and we need to do smithing actions, copy, nugget base, and then let's just steal that real quick. Boop. And then check nugget, copy. Alright, then we got a spam counter. Okay, so I think we've done a ton of stuff. All right, so next is just to test it. All right, let's put up the test server and let's start working on it. Can't find variable action smithing tools.c. I forgot to assign the correct things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I also forgot to register the action smithing nugget. Yeah, little things, little things. Okay, let's try it. Nobody's around anymore. Oh well. All right. Can't find variable action smithing. 2 to 8. Oh, 2 to 8. faces. It's all like maybe have a thing where it's all like, I can show you the world, the glitz and glamour, the mottos, the vertexes, the spaces, the beautiful places, the textures, the normals, the SMTIs, all coming together. I can show you modding. That'd be hilarious. Alright, can't find variable action smithing. What the fuck? Alright, let's just... Yeah, you're drunk. There is no smithing. Oh, nope, it's not drunk. It's just calling me stupid. Okay. Now we should be able to boot up. Alright. Let's hope I'm not dense, Duts, and it actually boots up. Testing new action 77, can't find variable target entity. Okay. Ah. It was a Duts. Sorry about that. Alright. So that's saved. The sun is starting to shine on my monitor, so it's getting hard to see. clashed. Now, if anybody here is wondering, I'm working on New Dawn development, but what happens with New Dawn development on mods like this one, where it's my forging mod, it actually, I use the same scripts, the same effort, and all that stuff, and I put it on the Steam Workshop. Now, the Steam Workshop version obviously won't have some of the stuff that New Dawn does, because like obviously, you know, I there's stuff on New Dawn like requiring iron rods to build tier 2 base building plus walls and stuff. That's not necessarily something that like whoever uses my mod wants to do. But what's cool is I make sure that New Dawn kind of runs a test phase of it, and then I put it on the Steam Workshop like a week later. But what's also cool is with this new update, people will be able to add their own ways of creating new items with forging in their own regard if they understand how to do scripting. I'm actually going to put a bunch of notes in here on this next update for this team one, telling people how it works, where to go, what to do, how each function progresses, and that kind of stuff, so people can understand like how to make their own like sub mods or other mods that can complement this mod. Or at least that's the idea. All right, no errors yet. Okay, and then let's boot up. Let's join the server and see if our work actually works. Oh, the sun's so much on my screen. I can barely see. Is it nighttime? Yeah, it's nighttime. Okay. So what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Okay, so it's showing Smith iron nails, but oh, I forgot to remove it from here. Okay. We can get rid of this actually, because we don't need that. Smith iron nails. Smith iron nails. That's why it's not working. Okay. Also, I have it so it says, hard to see here, but if you look at the metal, if it says metal isn't hot enough, it says it over here, so people can like know if like they need to work on the metal. All right, so let's apply the changes real quick and then see if we can get it to be fixed. All right. So we just repack that. Let's see what happens. Okay. Server is being read. Okay, let's join in. Okay, I'm logged in. All right. Now here's the true test, right? If I smith the tool wedges, will it give me tool wedges? Oh my gosh, it actually did. All right. Now if I want to smith iron nails, Alright, so we're gonna have to make sure it doesn't produce 120 iron nails. But I think I know how to fix that from the get-go. Also on our anvils, which I just closed, we can check the count. So what we can do is we can do copy, go boop, and go here, and go and then we want to do the ND nugget base. And we're going to go 20. And then go copy. Go to testing new actions. And instead of us going get forging metal count, we go get forging nugget metal count. All right. So, now in our anvils, we can go, and it's to return 20. So what I need to do is I need to go is greater than or equal to 20. Not sure if this will work. I'm not very good at understanding inits yet. Okay, let's try it out. Can't condition to non-numeric type. 48. Okay. I figured it was going to cause errors. So. Go greater than 20. Actually, it should change this to like 19. Control save. Let's see if that works. Alright guys, let's try this one more time. See how it works. So how's everyone's day been? Okay. So, no interactions on the anvil. I put here. Metal is not hot enough. Metal is not hot enough. But yet, I can do the actions. Anvil base, get forging nugget count. Anvil. Maybe I need to do it like this. Let's test it out. Alright. Just join it. Alright. This is acting weird. Okay. So there's 16 attached and it's still returning technically true. What if we go like this? What if we go group equal 19? Turn true. Return false. Build successful. Let's see if this works.
what you doing?
Not much. What's up?
What are you doing?
Not much. What's up?
You're free?
I'm streaming. What do you want? Alright, folks. I'm going to shut down the stream. It's been an hour and 40 minutes of me streaming. Thank you for watching. Blah, blah, blah. Usual stuff. But yeah, I'm going to keep working hard on this forging update, and hopefully I can have it on New Dawn within the next day or two, and then it will allow me to be pretty much introduce new things to forge rather quickly, and it would be more just waiting. The time to take to introduce a new item to forge would be more of the modeling of the item and then the texturing of the item and some of the other things that might have to go with actually implementing the item, but the scripting part of this will become far, far easier. Okay, talk to you guys then.